Human beings are rather interesting creatures. And I'm not talking about how interesting and sophisticated we are, I'm talking about how half-witted and laughable we are. Ali Brosh, popular internet blogger and author, examines how reaching self-discovery in life reveals the inconvenient truths in ourselves. And Ali Brosh details how, as a person, she discovers how much she has changed, how much she has not changed, and how much she has to change. At its heart, Ali Brosh's life is filled with self-defining anecdotes where no such concrete narrative exists. It's just living life. Ali Brosh in many ways is just like everybody else. Everybody changes. Whatever we think defines ourselves might not necessarily be true 10 years from now. She recounts the time when she unearthed the time capsule for her future self, and discovers a letter for herself when she was 10. What she found out from the letter was that it all pertained about dogs.
Do you like dogs? What is your favorite dog? My favorite dog is a German Shepherd. My second favorite dog is a Husky. My third favorite dog is a Doberman Pinscher.
So yeah, needless to say, at 23 years old, dogs isn't a pressing issue anymore. Which reminds me of the time I looked back at my writing prompts when I was still in first grade. It was just a little classroom with desks huddled near the front chalkboard. The chalkboard read, "What did you do over the summer?" Oh, easy. I usually went to Wisconsin Dells every summer, but for some reason, I never detailed about me swimming. No, I wrote about basketball. What do you do after school? I wrote that I played basketball. What do you do on the weekends? Played basketball. What do you want to do during spring break? Play basketball. The disturbing thing is that I hardly actually played basketball. It was just a thing that I remembered doing from time to time, yet I couldn't remember what I actually did. However, I think this sums up exactly my childhood. It reads, "I like first grade because I like to play basketball." And then there's this picture of me firing a basketball at the world's shortest basketball hoop. Case in point, our identity is not definite. Even at this age, what I think the person I am right now will most likely not be the same person in the future. We may try to find about ourselves, but really it only makes you feel weird. Like, I don't even go outside anymore. As Ali Brosh developed in her teenage years, she fell victim to depression. Although, she claims that her depression was really just her waking up and feeling arbitrarily sad. Anyway, the amount of sadness overpowered her other emotions until she was essentially feeling only sadness and depression. At some point in life, one may lose sense of oneself, and it can get disheartening. Ali tried to use shame as a coping mechanism, where she would self-loathe in hopes that she can motivate herself to end her torrent of helplessness. Eventually, all of her emotions shriveled up and felt total nothingness. However, it is at times like these where losing sense of yourself can actually lead to rediscovery. Eventually, Ali picked herself back up when she finally realized that her different emotions gave her the ability to show no fear in public. Now, as a grown-up, Ali has most of her life sorted out, yet as an adult, she still faces daily challenges, namely, motivation. Her struggle, like I would imagine many of us do, is having the motivation to complete tasks. It's very easy for us to push our work for our future selves to deal with. Ali's life is almost entirely her trying to get herself to accomplish simple tasks such as putting her used dishes away, or returning rented movies. And it's not until when the time is ticking to the final minutes when she finally has the willpower to complete whatever she had to do. Procrastination has become its own solution, a tool that pushes you to disaster, that you become terrified and flee towards success. And believe me, I know exactly what she's talking about, namely this video project itself. And for those of you who don't know me, essentially the master of procrastination, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Hey. What are you doing? Playing the new Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. You have an English project due tomorrow. Yep. You haven't started it. Yep. Aren't you going to start it? Probably. What are you doing? Doing a typing test. You know you should be doing your project right now. What? I am on the toilet. Your shorts aren't even down. What the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, you know, just practicing on the ivories. Nope, you're done. Justin, you do realize that it's 10 o'clock already. Are you serious? While I might look like a smart guy, this goes to show how bad of a good student I am. No matter how old we get, some things never change. Still, as Allie is considered a grown-up, the responsibilities of being a grown-up never set in. Essentially, being a grown-up is having the ability to complete simple daily tasks such as going grocery shopping, doing laundry, paying bills, going to the bank, having a job, etc. But since she still has the mindset of a teenage girl rather than an independent woman, completing these simple daily tasks drains her energy and motivation. We all have that desire to relax and not have to be doing things constantly. As a result, growing up and accepting responsibilities really tugs on one's spirit. We have this idealized perception about ourselves, but really we aren't anything special. We may like to think that we are kind-hearted good citizens, but truthfully we actually aren't. For instance, Allie Brosh recalls her thoughts towards others. She has the urge to dropkick anyone with stupidity, yet she coerces herself not to. Heck, I don't blame her. I'm sure most of you wouldn't either, but that's the thing. If we like to think that we are good human beings, then mentally stabbing everyone in the throat sure as hell shouldn't be a thought. What I'm trying to say is that we are all secretly judgmental assholes. I kind of am too. For example, stupid freshmen that do not know how to behave themselves. As much as I'm supposed to be the person that all the young pupils look up to, y'all are kind of annoying and in my way. This is why we can't have nice things. But I'm not supposed to think like that when I become an adult. Like, if I have kids or something and I'm a parent, what kind of parent calls their child stupid and annoying? We all eventually have to learn to be tolerant and supportive of one another in order to genuinely feel like a good person. But then again, my personality is going to change anyway, so... All in all, it is hard to try to find our true self because we keep on changing. We don't have to like ourselves to find happiness within ourselves. We don't have to change the way we are for other people to give them happiness. As William Shakespeare says, we know what we are, but not what we may be. As much as a lazy, dependent, clueless, slightly contemptuous individual that I am, it is simply just a part of my identity for now. Future Justin's going to figure it all out anyway. Human beings are rather interesting creatures. And I'm not talking about how interesting and fucking shit. All in all, it's hard to try to... It is hard. Fuck. All in all, it is hard to try to find our true... God